So speaking for drug addicts, we do not know we need help. We would never admit we need help. And we are not ready to need your help. Having said that, drug addicts do not need your help and they are not willing to be helped. It's because of the fact that you are not the substance they abuse, because your words, your emotions, your whatever you have to offer them at that point does not take them to that pleasurable state they sought after, because all what he's saying are just, they wouldn't even give you listening ears. So before you can help anyone who abuses drugs, you have to know the 7 don'ts of a drug addict. The very first don't you should know is you should not attempt to threaten, to punish, to bribe, or to preach to a drug addict. You should not attempt to threaten a drug addict. Don't threaten them. Don't attempt to punish them. Don't attempt to bribe them, and then don't attempt to preach to them. So that's the very first step. Because if you do, well, you're starting from your wrong cause. Do not attempt to punish them, do not attempt to threaten them, do not attempt to bribe them, and then do not attempt to preach to them. That's the first don't. The next don't of a drug addict is that you should make sure you do not argue with a drug addict when he's high or when she's high. Please, that is very, very important. Do not ever try to argue with them when they are high. You wouldn't even like it, because for you are not even in the same state of mind with them. So that's the second don't. You should not try to argue with them at all. Also, the third don't is that you should just try not to make emotional appeals with them in such a way that that will add to the drug addicts, the user's feeling. You do not make an emotional appeal to them in such a way that it will increase their emotional feelings, and then also tend to increase the compulsion of them making use of the drug. I don't know if you understand this point. What I'm trying to say is, don't be emotional with them. Say fini. Don't. That's the third one. Don't be emotional with them, because if you're emotional with them, it will make them feel the need to take more drugs. That's the third don't. The fourth don't is you should not throw or hide their drugs. No, don't hide their drugs from them, and then do not trade with their drugs. That's if they have it, or else you will not even like, you will not like the madness they will display, a drug addict. And then the next thing you do is you hide their drugs or you trade with their drugs. No, that's a terrible step. Do not cover up for a drug addict. Do not make excuses for drug addict or shield them from consequences of their drug use. No, you don't have to cover up. Whatever they do, just speak it out. Okay, this is what they did, this is what they did not do. So when you cover up for them or you make excuses for them, it wouldn't help at all. You're not trying to, not trying to help them out of their predicament. That's the fifth don't. Then the sixth don't is you should never feel guilty or take responsibility for the drug abuser's behavior. Yes, you should not at all. So don't take responsibility or feel guilty for their behavior. Then the last but not the least, and then the most solid, is you should never use drugs with a drug addict. If you are trying to help them, you should never ever use drugs with them. The moment you use drugs with them, as the moment where everything, they would not even believe in, they will not believe in you anymore. So remember to like, remember to comment, remember to subscribe to my YouTube. Subscribe. Also turn on the notification, please. Okay, do that now. Turn on the notification so whenever I make a post, you will be able to see it. So remember to like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and so much more is coming ahead of time.